And it's time for a basic beer review. And before I introduce today's beer, but you can see it here on my right, just want to talk for a minute about Asda. And Asda have, well, the craft beer selection has been a bit ropey in the past. It's improved recently. I think they've got some better beers in there. But last time I was in Asda, I could not believe my eyes because at the moment, Asda actually are doing a 5 for £10 deal on all their craft beers. Pretty much all their craft beers, apart from the new arrivals, which is very few of. Pretty much every other craft beer is 5 for £10. I did not believe it, so I got 5. And sure enough, whether it was a £4.50 beer or a £2.50 beer, they were all coming through. Well, it came through as £10 for 5 of them, so I could not believe it. I got 5 of them, and then just today I went back and got another 10, essentially, and I couldn't believe it. So, and the beers they've got there, they're better than they used to be. You've got like salt beers in there. You've got beers from Fierce. You've got the Osaka beers. You've got what else? We got Seven Brothers. Got them in the fridge there. We got some from Siren and stuff like that. So they're not bad beers actually. They're a lot better than they used to be. Brew York, they've got some of them in there as well. And as I say, they're essentially £2 a can. So £2 a can. God knows how they're actually managing to do this and not making a massive loss. So I don't know what they're doing, but thought, you know, let's take advantage while we can. So I got, as I say, I got 10 cans to date and had £16.98 knocked off the bill. So that's quite interesting. One of the beers they had, this is one of the ones I got the first time I went, is as this one anyway. It's the Utopian Dortmund style lager. So I thought, go on, I've been doing quite a few lagers. The Dortmunders, that's things like the Augustiner Edelstoff, and the Dab is also a Dortmunder. So I thought I'll have a nice frame of reference and see what I think of this particular one. I can't remember how much this was, but as I say, it's in the 5 for £10 range. So let's crack it open anyway. Yeah, another thing about some of the beers they had as well on this offer as well, like the Salt E-Cat, you might be able to see it in the fridge on the right there with the red label, the E-Cat by Salt. Beer's been around for quite some time. It's a really nice double IPA. I'd say that was that. I mean, 5 cans of that for £10. They had, I think they had an Imperial Stout with 8.4% in it as well. And there lots of them strong beers as well, 7-8% beers in there, which was quite interesting. And as I say, this Dortmund style lager, let's pour it in and have a little look at it. So I'm hoping it's not hazy, but you never know. With these crafty ones, they often tend to be hazy. But if it's trying to go for a Dortmund style lager, as far as I know, they tend to be clear, don't they? Now, I know that Dortmund style lagers can be quite different. There's quite a bit of difference between Augustiner Edelstoff and the Dab. But I am expecting something that resembles a German lager, really. It doesn't say it's a Dortmunder, it says it's a Dortmund style lager, but I've had craft pilsners that don't really bear much resemblance to a German pilsner, and I've had craft Helleses that don't bear much resemblance to a German Helles. So will this be any different? Does this to me taste like a German Dortmunder? Or is it any good? It might be good anyway. It might not taste like a general German Dortmund. I don't really know what a Dortmund tastes like, to be honest. But I know what Dab and Edelstoff taste like. So let's have a think about whether this resembles a anything like that, or whether I like it. So what can I say? It says it's a thirst-quenching lager with a light bitter finish. It's 5.2%, so roundabout the Dortmunder kind of ABV. And let's have a see. Does it say much else about it? Doesn't really. It gives me some tasting notes, but you know what? I'm going to make my own tasting notes, really. So there we go. Exclusive to Asda. So if it's any good, that's where you can get it from. Let's have a look at it. So we're looking at it. Yeah, it's hazy. It's quite light in colour. Tiny bit of amber when you hold it to the light, but it is pretty much a pale straw colour. And as I say, it's hazy. But not super duper hazy. It's not like pale ale hazy. It's just like an unfiltered lager, really. So anyway, let's get a nose on it. So yeah, so it is hazy, and it's, probably because it's unfiltered, but it does smell all right. Actually, it does smell like it smells a bit like Dab, with a little bit more citrus, a little bit more lemon in the nose. Yeah, it smells malty, it smells bready. So a little bit of lemon, a little bit of citrus. It does smell. Yeah, if I was to close my eyes and not look at the haziness of it, I would be convinced that was a German lager at 5.2%. It does smell nice. I wouldn't say it smells particularly crafty. It's got a bit of lemon, a little bit grassy. It's got a little. You can smell the malt in there. It's got a nice breadiness to it. Yeah, and it's got some of that. Let's say that grassy kind of Ayengery kind of smell as well. And there's a little bit of orange, a little bit of marmalade in there. Brown bread. It smells really nice. So let's go in for the old taste. Cheers. Let's go in again. I like it. I do like it. I think they've done a good job here, to be honest. I really do. It's really smooth. That's one thing I like about it. It is nice and smooth. Yeah, there's a nice bit of carbonation there. It does make it interesting in the mouth, but it's really smooth the way it goes down. It's lighter than a dab. It's more moving towards the Augustiner Edelstoff side of it, because that tends to be a little bit lighter. Dab's a little bit more full on. This isn't as full on as a dab. But the good Dortmunders I've had have always been very refreshing, very smooth, very crisp. And this is smooth, crisp, and refreshing. Gotta say, I'm impressed. A little bit of bitter lemon, sort of zestiness coming out there in the flavour, but it's not overpowering. Some of these kind of crafty jobs, you get this overpowering kind of lemon bitterness, and sometimes a little bit of a grapefruit in there. I'm not getting that in this. They are being quite, I think, honest to the style, as far as I understand it. It's not ridiculously malty. It's nice and grassy. It's got a nice little biscuity aftertaste. It's not bitter like a Pilsner. It's just smooth. It's refreshing. It's full in flavour. There's a lot of that. There's quite a bit of that malt in the flavour, but it's not overpowering. I suppose that's it really. The Edelstoff. One of the brilliant things about the Edelstoff is how well balanced everything is. The reason I think it's quite possibly the best lager. Is it the best lager? Quite possibly the best lager money can buy, the Augustiner Edelstoff, is because everything I think is perfectly balanced. The bitterness, the biscuitiness, the citrus, the grassiness, it's all just in perfect balance. I know the Dab won quite a few blind taste tests, but I do think the Dab is a little bit too full on. I think it's the flavours, after having it many times after, flavours are a little bit out of whack. It's still an amazing lager. Flavours are a little bit out of whack for the Dab, but it's full on and it's bold and it's tasty and it's refreshing and it's such an amazing beer. This is, it's softer and it's smoother and it's a little bit gentler, a bit like the Edelstoff. It's very well balanced and it's got a nice bit of biscuitiness. I possibly want a little bit more, but I am really nitpicking with that because I'm just trying to think, is this as good as the Edelstoff? No, it's not as good as the Edelstoff. I think that bitter lemon is a little bit too much in the foreground there. I think there could be a bit more biscuitiness on the finish. Yeah, you're holding your mouth there. You're not getting any off flavours. It's lovely and crisp. You're not getting any strange fruits in there that you kind of get with some of these crafty jobs. Yeah, I mean, I'm sometimes a bit suspect about these crafty lagers that claim to be something like something like a Dortmund style lager or a Helles or a Pilsner. I think this is doing a really good job. Yes, it's unfiltered, but I imagine there's plenty of unfiltered Dortmund style lagers out there. I don't know much about them, I will be honest. And I'm not going to say unfiltered like it's a bad thing, because obviously it is a really good thing. But it does taste like a crisp, refreshing German lager that is unfiltered, and it's nearly all gone, and it's really good. Yep, so there you go. So try it yourself, see what you think. Utopian Dortmund style lager. It's a bit of a cross between the Dab and the Augustiner Edelstoff, and if that's how I describe it, then that means it's a really good beer, doesn't it, really? So there you go. So yeah, very impressive. I will, imagine I'll get that again. And there you go. So, yep, all done. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Till next time, have a good one.